How you guys doing? So clearly I am not in my kitchen today. I'm actually at work. Thought I would record here to mix things up just a little bit. So today I am actually going to do something that I said that I wasn't going to do because I felt like it would put me at risk for spending money unnecessarily. But what I realized is that if I don't do this, then I'll end up spending the money anyway, right? So I thought I would be a little bit more organized in my approach. And so what I'm talking about is I have gone ahead and created my want list. Honestly, I'm not certain if everything that's on my want list is something that I'm going to be able to tackle in 2018, but one has to have goals, right? So I want to share my list with you, and I want to do it a little bit differently. Everyone that I've seen do this has essentially just written out their want list and shown that list. I wanted to apply a little bit of creativity to it. So I've attempted to do that, but you guys will tell me if this is creative or not. So the first book is one that I think most people are familiar with. It is Amazing Spider-Man 21. It is the first appearance of Gwen Stacy. So this is my little placeholder that I'm going to keep in front of me until I actually get the real book and can replace this little thing with the actual book. But this is Amazing Spider-Man 21, first appearance of Gwen Stacy. Wonderful cover there that I hope to actually have a book behind this thing at some point. The next book is another Amazing Spider-Man book. It is number 50. It's a very iconic cover. You guys have seen this one before. It is the first appearance of Kingpin. This cover is one I've been staring at for quite some time, and many of the ones that I've actually seen for sale are not in the best shape. And so, my goal is going to be trying to balance finding a high quality book at an affordable price. So, Amazing Spider-Man number 50. The next one is Iron Man. I'm not a huge fan of Iron Man, but I am a huge fan of the guy that has his first appearance in issue number 55. So I've been staring at this book as well, and I'm very hopeful that I'll be able to score this book for my collection at some point. And this is the first appearance of Thanos. The next book is a super hot book right now that I probably won't touch for quite some time because it is so hot right now, which means that it's incredibly expensive. It is Fantastic Four number 52, the first appearance of the Black Panther. I just love this cover, love this book, love the idea of having the first appearance of Black Panther. I have his first book, issue number 1 of his own book, but not his first appearance. So hopefully one day I'll be able to secure my own copy of that book. This next one is one that I'm going to assume that the vast majority of you out there want this book as well. And like you, I am very hopeful that I will actually own this book one day. I owned the book before this one, but not this book. It is Incredible Hulk number 181, the first appearance. This is the first full appearance of Wolverine. I actually have 180, which is his cameo appearance in the last panel, last page of that book. But I want this book. This cover is amazing. I just picked up a homage cover of another more current illustrator that just doesn't do this thing justice at all. And I want one day to actually hold the real book in my hands and have it in my own collection. The next one is one of those books that's certainly not as expensive as like the last several that I've shown you. It's a much less expensive book. It is X Factor number 6, and I think this is the first appearance of Apocalypse. This is a pretty cool cover. He is a pretty interesting character, and you guys know that I'm a huge fan of X related titles. Anything dealing with mutants, I'm a huge fan of, and so I've picked up a couple of X Factor books recently, but not number 6. So I hope to have that one at some point. In that spirit of the X titles, I offer you XMen number 101, first appearance of Phoenix. This book also is a pretty popular book, pretty hot right now, but I love the cover of this book. I want to again own this book at some point. And then the last book is one that I honestly have my sights on right now. And I'm debating on if I'm going to pull the trigger or not. I haven't spent this much money on a book before. It's actually less expensive than the other books that I've shown you in some respects. Maybe this will be my gateway book. We'll see. But it is Giant Size X-Men #1. This is the first appearance of the new team, and they call this the poor man's X-Men because many people can't afford X-Men #1. So Giant Size X-Men is considered the poor man's X-Men. But I think it's a wonderful cover. I think it's a wonderful book to own, given that it is the first appearance of the X-Men team that I basically grew up with and have grown to love over the years. So that is essentially the bulk of my want list. There are many other books that I'm still interested in purchasing. Some of the minor keys that grab my attention that I'll probably acquire. But if I wanted to set a goal for myself, I'm a big fan of setting a big goal. You call them stretch goals, something to work towards, something that keeps things interesting. These books that I just showed you a moment ago would essentially be what that looks like. That's my big goal. And again, who knows how many of these books I'll be able to acquire in 2018. Some of this may spill over to 2019. But you've got to have goals, right? So I don't know how my list compares to your list. I'm curious if it does. Maybe there's some overlap. But as always, I welcome your thoughts. I welcome your comments and also subscriptions as well. Take care, guys. Thanks a lot.